Hi guys, welcome back. My name is Scott, and today we're going to be painting a Pheromancer from the Spires army for Conquest: The Last Argument of Kings. So let's go ahead and dive into how I painted this model. To get this model ready for painting, I've primed it using Citadel's Wraithbone spray primer. Now this is the base color for a lot of the armor on this model, so make sure you get a good, even, full coverage. First thing we're going to do with this model is we're going to take Contrast Skeleton Horde, and we're going to use this as a wash over all of the armor panels. Now make sure you don't go too heavy on this and that you evenly distribute the paint, because you don't want this to turn your armor brown. We're going for a bone color here. Once that contrast paint is dried, we're going to dry brush the armor of the model using Screaming Skull. This is going to bring it back to a more white color, as if the bone was a little bit cleaner and bleached. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to take Deathguard Green, and we're going to paint this on the head of the staff of the Pheromancer. There's also a handful of spots that have like holes in the armor plates that are meant for spores and pheromones to be able to pass out of the model. We're going to paint those areas green as well. Once that's in place, we're going to shade all of the green areas using Agrax Earthshade. You can go as heavy or as light as you'd like with this. The main key here is to make sure that that brown seeps into the holes on the armor panels. Once the shade is dried, we're going to take Elysian Green, and we're going to just do a small edge highlight line around each of the holes, as well as any of the edges or ridges that are on the armor that we've painted with this green color. Now we're going to pick out some of the tubes that are on the face mask of the model. We're going to use Screamer Pink as the base color for this. And just be careful not to get this on the white armor that is around the tubes. We're then going to take Contrast Volupus Pink, and we're going to use this to wash over all the tubes we've just painted. And this is going to give it a somewhat glossy and organic look, while also shading in the recesses. Once that is dried, we're going to take Pink Horror, and we're going to use this to layer over the existing pink, and just pick out the edges we think the light would catch the most. Now it's time to begin working on the model's cloak, and we're going to start by base coating this with Dark Reaper. Now this is going to take a couple coats, so go in nice thin coats rather than one thick coat. Once we've established that base color, we're going to shade all of the cloak using Agrax Earthshade, and this is going to darken it down and make it very dirty and brown. But don't worry, we are going to clean this up in the next step. What we're going to do now is we're going to take Dark Reaper again, and we're going to clean up the cloak, picking out all of the more raised edges and surfaces of the cloak, but we're leaving the recesses dark and dirty looking. Once we've finished cleaning up the Dark Reaper, we're then going to take Thunderhawk Blue. We're going to use this to just pick out the most raised edges and kind of the corners, anywhere there's a crease in the fabric, or anywhere that we think the light might catch more than the rest of the cloak. With the cloak all done, we're going to start working on any of the leather straps or pouches on the model. We're going to start by basing this with Mournfang Brown. While that brown is still drying, we're going to take Leadbelcher, and we're going to paint this on the armored portion of his hood, as well as the bottom of his staff where he has a small blade. We're also going to paint this around his eyes to give the appearance as if he had goggles on his helmet, and any other spots that we think should be metallic. Next, we're going to take Agrax Earthshade, and we're going to wash this over all of the areas we just painted with the brown, as well as all the areas we just painted with the Leadbelcher. Once the shade has dried, we're going to take Baneblade Brown, and we're going to use it to edge highlight all of the leather areas. Now you could choose to dry brush this as well, but if you do that, you're going to want to make sure you have a very small dry brush, because a lot of these brown areas are kind of hard to get to. Now we're going to take Stormhost Silver. We're going to use this as an edge highlight on all of the Leadbelcher areas that we painted earlier. Now we're going to go through and we're going to take Averland Sunset and we're going to use this to paint all of the potion bottles and vials that are hanging off of the model's belt. Now, I will note that I glued these on upside down. Make sure you glue yours on the right side up so they don't look weird like mine do. Our final step is going to be to take Casandora Yellow and use this as a shade and just wash this over all of those vials. And you can go as heavy as you'd like. And if you've tipped your vials right side up, it'll look really cool if it pools really heavily at the base of each of the vials. And with that, our model is done. Thank you so much for watching today. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, go ahead and like it, and then subscribe to my channel so you can see future videos. And then go ahead and comment and let me know what Conquest models you think I should paint for future videos. As always, have a great day, and we'll catch you in the next one.